Welcome to Leadership Energetics. This episode is probably going to be one of my favorite ones yet. This is the moment I realized the importance of discipline and why leadership, the most important things in leadership is discipline. It was when I went to this event. I went to an event in London with a group of women who, some are millionaires, they're all different places in their business, all have different businesses, but the same thing is we're all coaches. And so being around these amazing women that are empowering and have such positive energy that you feel it as soon as you walk into the room, just the positive energy that they are in, like you feel it, like you tangibly feel it. Being around them in that evening for that speech, that event, what I learned is the importance of leadership, in leadership. The most important thing is discipline. Nothing anyone said taught me this, but it was something that I realized and clicked when I was in the space with these women. So I'll give you an example of how this clicked before I tell you what clicked even. I've been meditating for around 6 years, almost every single day, and what I've learned is when you're meditating, you are shifting not only your own energy, but the energy of everyone around you, because as within, as without, as above, as below. So that means as within, as without, as above, as below. So that exactly means that everything, like the seed of life, what you change within, you change externally. If you don't know what the seed of life is, go research it, because you'll love the meaning. It's how we are one consciousness, we're one love, and so we're all interconnected with each other at an energetic level, because we literally live in the same world. So when you this didn't used to make sense a lot to me when I'm younger, and I don't think it makes sense to a lot of people until you really think and really understand this, because it's not about just knowing it in a logical level because everyone knows it. It's about understanding in a somatic feeling level. But when I understood it in a feeling level, right, when we leave a friend or we leave a family member, like on a Thanksgiving or a Christmas or whatever holiday, what happens is we then go back to our space, we go back to our home, and we focus on ourselves. But they're still living their life, and they haven't disappeared, but the mind, because our mind only focuses, let's say there's like a color of white here, if you only look for white, you'll only see white. If you only look for red, you'll only see red. Doesn't mean the other colors aren't there, it's just what you're focused on, and your body, your brain will literally not let you see other things until when you're focused on just one thing. So the beauty of this is that when you are networking, when you are in a community, in a group of women, in a group of people, what you're essentially doing is you are mingling quantumly. There's something called quantum entanglement that I want you to research if you don't know about it. But essentially it is that when you focus on an object, your energy entangles with that on an energetic quantum level with the object. And the more you focus on something, like they say, what you focus on grows, like what you focus on, where your attention goes, your energy flows. Where you focus on, your attention goes, energy flows. So what you're doing is you're entangling your energy with whatever you're focusing on in each moment. That's why your focus is your biggest currency, aka also known as your energy. So when you are, let's say, in a group, an event with the women or anyone that you're with, that you're networking with, you are mixing your energy with them. So that means quantumly, the moves you make in your personal life is going to have an impact in their life. Why is this important for leadership in business, and not so much maybe if you're not in the game of business and, leadership? Even though I don't like calling it a game, and I'll get into that in a bit. Because when it comes to leadership, and when it comes to business and management and all of these things, your energy is what's influencing the way people are buying your product. Your energy is the thing that is either selling what you're selling, or influencing or not influencing. That doesn't mean that you have to monitor all of the moves you make and how that will impact the people you've just met in your life. But it does mean be conscious of what you're putting out, because your thoughts aren't just private, They are literal energy things imprinted into the environment. If you look at the law of attraction, what you're doing when you're having a thought is that doesn't mean to like always be conscious of every thought that you're having, because it's only the things you expect and assume and truly actually genuinely believe in that will come into your reality. And also there is something called a delayed feedback loop in this reality. Otherwise we'd think of something and everything would just be happening instantly. There would be no breathing room. So there's a good thing that there's some kind of a feedback loop, and sometimes things can happen instantly, but you know, there's lots of other laws that come into play, right? Laws of destiny, laws of karma, laws of cause and effect. There's so much that comes in. And so when you start to realize that leadership energetics is by understanding the laws of the universe, understanding that this is a game of energy, business and leadership isn't a game because you're not playing with people. But it is a game in the perspective that you are. And it's not a game because what you're doing is actual real work with powerful impact, but it is a game in the way that you are actually, don't take it too seriously. At the end of the day, we're all here temporarily. At the end of the day, this life is just to be experienced and lived, but your impact and your legacy, the things you leave behind for the next generations, will impact the future of humanity, and that's not a small thing. But ultimately, it also isn't so big to the point where like you have to like consciously be so robotic and cut out your human aspect, you being a human that makes mistakes and has emotions. Like at the end of the day, we're all here to learn, we're all here to grow, we're all here to evolve. So you don't worry about being perfect, but just do your best and focus on efficiency and high quality and always becoming better than before. And as long as you're doing that and holding yourself to a standard that you know is the standard you need to hold yourself to. Like if you say you're going to do something, do it. And actually building that relationship, and now we're going back to discipline being the topic of this video. Actually building that beautiful relationship with discipline, knowing that, you know, the leadership energetics, if you come to my work because you're like, I want to have a lot of energy in my leadership content, the attitude, I love it. Because you want to have a lot of energy, you know, a lot of like energy in your work because you're tired of feeling drained or exhausted. The biggest thing is, it's not about like constantly winning every argument or getting everything right, or that's going to get you a lot of energy, like infinite energy of abundance in your body flowing at all moments. It's actually you keeping your word with yourself. I know it sounds simple, but I'm not talking about just like little things, you know, like that are minuscule, like, oh, I said I was going to brush my teeth in 2 minutes and I did it 2 minutes 10 seconds. It's not about that. It's not about just doing it. It's about like you have inspired actions, and if you say you're going to do something and you do it, what you're doing is you're building a relationship with yourself. But even better, I'm not even talking about just ticking off the to-do list. That's not what's going to give you energy. What's going to give you energy is understanding that the biggest thing is you doing the thing that you actually know you should be doing, the actual thing that you should be, you should be doing, the thing that's inspired, the things that you say, I wish that I would just do this. If I did this, my life would be better. If I did this, I'd feel peaceful. If I did this, I'd feel happy with myself. The things where you say to yourself, if I did this, I'd be blah, 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 blah. Those are the things that if you go out there and you do it, your life is going to be incrementally improved. And the more you consistently do it, you build momentum, and the momentum is what's going to generate a lot of energy, and you're going to feel like you're walking on clouds. You're going to feel light. You're going to feel at ease. So I knew this was going to be a good episode. This was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. If you enjoyed this video, I could keep talking for hours. Honestly, I could. And so watch my other videos. I show up consistently, and to get notified, you need to subscribe. So subscribe so you get notified when I post a new video. I do post consistently. Also, like the video if you liked it, and also comment your thoughts, and let's connect. I want to hear what you think of these videos. I genuinely do. I want to hear what you think, and I want to connect with you. So I'll answer to you in my own timing, and that is it for today. I will see you in my next video very soon.